As mentioned in our previous study, everything we learned in the early formative years of our lives was assimilated from the environment in which we were raised. This assimilation was accomplished in two ways. First, from prevailing stimulation, and secondly, from brief or traumatic stimulation. Primarily, we learned from prevailing experiences. Attitudes and beliefs were formed from the long-term exposure to the homes in which we were raised, the neighborhoods where we played, the schools we attended, the friends we had, and the churches we attended. All these childhood experiences shaped our worldview. It is important to realize, however, that two children raised in the same environment will interpret their experiences differently. Two children can also have radically different childhood experiences. One could be raised in a friendly environment where the parents protected the children from harmful influences. Another child could be raised in a hostile environment and exposed to the filth of this world. However, both need Christ equally as much. Secondly, beliefs and attitudes are also formed in our minds from traumatic experiences, such as the death of a parent, a divorce in the home, or mental, physical, or sexual abuse. Unlike prevailing experiences that are assimilated into our minds over time, these traumatic experiences are burned into our minds because of their intensity, and they will leave lasting impressions. However, the attitudes that have been formed in your mind primarily come from both brief and prevailing stimulation. Your environment had a deep effect on how you think. There is something, however, that we must realize and take into consideration that is very important. You can have two children raised in the same environment, same home, same parents, eat the same food, have the same friends, go to the same church or school, and respond to the environment in a totally different manner. You are not just the product of your environment, but as we will see later, you are also the product of how you responded to your environment, how you processed the experiences that you had in your childhood, your perception of your experiences. You can have two children come from the same womb and be radically different in their temperament and personality, and in fact, that is often the case. If you grew up separated from God, you developed a godless philosophy about life. And notwithstanding the fact that when you became a Christian and your sins were washed away, your predisposition to think and behave a certain way, which you developed as you adjusted to your environment, remained ingrained in your flesh. In fact, you can become a born-again believer and continue to live on the basis of the lifestyle you developed while you lived independent of God. And that is why Paul insists that we must be transformed by the renewing of our mind. The first thing you need to know about the battle for your mind is that it is not fought on the plane of human ingenuity or ability. You can't outsmart or outmuscle the flesh or the devil on your own. Your weapons must be divinely powerful if you are going to win a spiritual conflict. The main targets which must be destroyed are the fortresses in the mind. Some versions of the Bible use the word strongholds. And as we live out our lives, we are daily confronted with the systems of the world, and consequently, we often encounter temptation. In our next study, we will look at this issue in detail.